What's happening? You got the latest man, Leon Phelps here. And I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavassier, which means that we are just about out of time. But before I go, I'd like to leave you with just one more thought. This is a little something that I wrote. And I read, what is love? What is this longing in our hearts for togetherness? Is it not the sweetest flower? Does not this flower of love have the fragrant aroma of fine, fine diamonds? Does not the wind love the dirt? Is not love not unlike the unlikely knot it is unlikened to? Are you with someone tonight? Do not question your love. Take your lover by the hand. Release the power within yourself. You heard me, release the power. Tame the wild cosmos with a whisper. Conquer heaven with one intimate caress. That's right, don't be shy. Whip out everything you got and do it in the butt. By Leon Phelps.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, number 47 for January 23rd, 2018. You can chat with us on Twitter at Make Movies Great, toss us a like on Facebook at Make Movies Great, and heart all of our pictures on Instagram. Again, it's at Make Movies Great. Don't forget, this podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube. My name is Matt.
And I'm Adam.
We're missing Sean tonight, but the show goes on, as they say.
The show must go on.
As they say in Hollywood. The show goes on. So we got some exciting shit going on. Oscar nominations are out. We're going to do a quick little roundup of our most anticipated movies for 2018, because if you guys remember correctly, when we started this podcast way back in February of 2017, we did something very similar. So we're gonna attack it a little earlier this year, and we're gonna kind of give our little most anticipated movies for the year 2018.
We've also got some movie news for you and a couple of trailers to throw your way.
Yes. Before we get into all of that, though, I have a few things I want to go through. First off, we're doing another giveaway, and I don't even think you know what this is about, Adam.
I have no idea. I'm just excited as excited as our listeners to find out what this is.
Yes. So, I happen to be a bit of a poster collector. Adam as well.
I'm familiar.
Just the mildest of poster collectors. And one of the things I did for when Episode 7 of Star Wars came out, The Force Awakens, AMC did these incredible posters. There's 4 of them, and they released them on consecutive Sundays from when the movie was released. So one every weekend until you get the set of 4. So you'd have to go to AMC theaters to get these. The only way you can get these posters. They're little, they're not exactly 11 by 17. They're a little bit smaller than that. But that's the only way you can get these posters, or if you go online. I was able to track the first set for Episode 7 myself, track them down myself on foot. The second time around, I was not going to be having any of that because it was a pain in the dick, to be honest with you. But this time around, I was able to procure the Last Jedi copies, because they, in fact, with the same artist, did 4 more for the Last Jedi. Not only was I able to procure my own set, but I bought a set for our listeners that I would like to give away.
You are just the nicest guy.
Hey, that's what we do. We're generous. We're very generous. The budget is small here at Make Movies Great Again, but with the money we do have, we give it back to the community.
Back to the people.
Back to the people. So, in order to enter this, we haven't decided exactly what the entering process is going to be, but it's going to be very simple. It's going to be similar to what we did the first time around with the pop. I believe we gave away a pop vinyl earlier this year.
No, that was at Average Nobodies. We did the Baby Driver poster.
Correct. We are all about giving away posters. So we gave away the signed Edgar Wright Baby Driver poster. All you had to do was follow us on Twitter and retweet the tweet that included the giveaway. So I think we're just going to mimic that again, and so it'll make it super easy for people to enter. So if you already follow us, you're already halfway there. Just retweet the tweet. You'll find it at Make Movies Great. That's our Twitter account. So and I'm gonna put pictures up of the posters. They are stunning. There's 4 of them. There's one of Ray training on the island. There's one of Finn battling Phasma. There's one of the speeders from Crate. A very cool stylized picture of those. And then the last one is a picture of Kylo Ren battling Rey Kylo Ren and Rey battling the soldiers in Snoke's chamber.
Whoa. So now are we giving these away as a set or separately? Will 4 names be drawn?
No, these are given as a set. These are going to be given as a set.
Wow.
So you get all 4 of these posters. I'm telling you, they are incredible, and they're meant to be hung together. So if you're going to be hanging these in frames or on their own, however you want to display them, they're going to look awesome all together. The artwork is tremendous, and I'm so happy that they stuck with the artist from the first one, because if you know what I'm talking about, the first ones, they're pretty awesome. So anyway, that's our giveaway. Keep a lookout to our Twitter, our Facebook. We'll put it out there, and we'll keep reminding you on the podcast as well. I think the plan is, and this is just I had in my head, I think we should run it until our 1-year anniversary, and then on our 1-year anniversary, announce the winners.
I like it. That's perfect.
Which is sometime in February. I have to actually look back to see when exactly our first podcast went out, but it's coming up soon. Yeah. We're on episode 47, so we're almost to a year of podcasts of the regular podcast, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah. The other thing I wanna let, this is something for you, Adam, and for our listeners too. I pulled the trigger and I signed up for Movie Pass.
Oh, did you?
I did. So I did it on Sunday. So I'm not going to be getting my card for a while. It says 7 to 10 business days, but I've been told that it's more like 2.5 weeks to get the card. Okay. It takes a while, but I am very excited because as soon as that comes in, I'm going to be seeing a lot of movies, including some of the movies that we're going to talk about later that got nominated for Best Picture. I'm hoping to get to the movies more often because I'll have a built-in excuse to go. Free tickets. Who cares?
Got to use that Movie Pass.
So that's an update. All right, let's get into trailers of the week. Did you have anything you want to add at the top of the show?
Nope, I'm ready to rock and roll with the trailers.
Okay, so this first one you just told me about that I literally just watched before we hopped on today, and I think I'm still at half-mast from it. It's a featurette called See the Future. It has to do with Ready Player One, and it's a little interview. There's an interview with Ernie Klein that you don't really see him talking, but it's Ernie Klein, Steven Spielberg, and there's clips from the movie, clips that you might not have heard or seen from the trailers that are out either. Which
right,
is
I hadn't. Cool. A lot of those scenes that they showed in this featurette I hadn't seen in the trailers, and Steven Spielberg, he said it so perfectly in this trailer. He said he's never read anything that was such a that was set in the future and set in the past at the same time.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. I wish I remembered exactly what he said, but he's exactly right. That's what this book is. It's set in the future, but it has an 80s vibe.
Yeah.
The soundtrack for this movie is going to be insane. First of all,
every song they've used in the trailers, and including this one, has been nothing but fire. Nothing but 80s fire.
Yeah. So that's what we can look forward to. We can look forward to, at the beginning of this trailer, they showed all of, Steven Spielberg's masterpiece movies. But, clips from all the movies he's worked on over the years. And then he gets into, it starts out with Spielberg movie clips. Ernie Klein is talking over them about how without Steven Spielberg, Ready Player One doesn't get written. And then when you start seeing clips of the movie, then you start to hear Spielberg talk about how much he loved the book and how much he enjoyed making the movie. It's a really cool featurette. It's more than just a trailer. I think this works for people who have read the book, and it works for everyone. It gets you excited in a different way, in a more personable way than just seeing a trailer to get excited for a movie.
Yeah. I'm beyond excited to see this movie, and this little featurette was like just the thing I needed. I needed a little something extra. They really went into detail on his virtual reality setup.
Yeah, he did.
There's a few extra clips shown like of him setting up his little little van fort that he has. Like that's where he like hangs out. And does his VR stuff in the Oasis. But I thought that was awesome. It's gonna be such an epic movie. It's gonna be so cool. I really can't wait to see what kind of. I really want to go back and read the book before again because I could zip through that book real fast.
Yeah, that's such an easy read.
Yeah.
That
It was a very quick. Yeah, it was very quick and easy read, and I'd love to go back and just like because there's so much in it, in the ways of like references and all this stuff to like pop culture from the '80s. So I'd love to go back and just refresh myself with the kind of things that they talk about. That way I can just kind of like pick it out in the movie because I'm sure it's going to be inundated with, references, Easter eggs, no pun intended because the whole movie's about Easter eggs, but, like little things like that. So I kind of want to read it so I can just like pick out those little things in the theater.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Next up is Dundee, which I hadn't heard about until you told me about it about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. So this trailer... And I was going to put it in movie news, put something about this in movie news, because I guess people aren't really sure if this is for real or not. Because it's like it's a very basic trailer. And basically, Danny McBride is the son of Crocodile Dundee. And I'm guessing grew up in America and has returned to Australia. I'll see anything with McBride in it.
Yeah.
If McBride in comedy, I'm there. If this is real, I'll probably see it.
Yeah.
It's got it hits a couple check boxes for me.
Yep, it's got a Hemsworth in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that Hemsworth the guy who has the sign in the trailer? Wait, am I fucking losing my mind right now?
Well, the trailer I saw was it was just Danny McBride like messing around with the knife on a rock face.
Oh, see, I saw a different trailer.
Oh shit!
So there's another trailer where he gets off of a bus. It's like only 30 seconds. He gets off of a bus, and Chris Hemsworth is waiting there in like Outback gear with a sign that says Dundee on it. And he's like, "Are you Dundee?" And whatever he says his first name, I forget his first name. And McBride's like, "Yeah, it's me." And Hemsworth is like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then they just kept going back and forth. Really, yeah, really, yeah. That was it. But
I didn't see that one.
So that's known. It looks like they're just putting out like little 30-second teasers. But yeah, so it's funny because that's actually hilarious because it's the exact story of the original Crocodile Dundee movies, but reversed. Yeah. It's just it's a fish out of water story, but this time it's the American coming to Australia.
This will be good. I hope it's real.
It's kind of sneaky genius, and like you said, anything with Danny McBride in it is bound to be hilarious, and I will absolutely see it.
Yep.
So that's cool. Check that out, little short trailer, and then of course, and I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, so everybody forgive us if we already talked about it at exhaustion, but the Super Troopers 2 trailer finally dropped. Oh, the full trailer finally dropped.
Right, and this trailer. It looks like they made it exactly like the first one. They didn't try to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
It seems like, in the first one, it was them versus the local cops. Now it's going to be them versus the Mounties. So same sort of formula, same comedy, like, a cult classic movie like that. If you're going to take the chance and make a sequel, don't reinvent the wheel. And I'm really, really excited to see this movie. I'm excited to see how, if the guys have changed it all, and how old is this movie? Like 10 plus, 15 years old, maybe.
It has to be close to 15, man. I mean, this Super Troopers was out for a while. This is one of the first movies I think we bonded over back in the day. I remember you told me about Super Troopers, and you actually didn't you see this in the theaters with some of your hockey buddies?
I saw this in the theaters with a bunch of my friends from hockey.
The first one, I mean.
We were all hanging out at one of their houses, one of my friends' houses one day, and we convinced my friend's dad to take us to the movies to see Super Troopers, and he really had no idea what he was getting himself into. But I distinctly remember him laughing his ass off, and probably understanding the jokes more than we did.
Yeah.
As 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, whatever the hell we were.
Yeah.
But I love the hell out of it then, and I love it even more now. So I'm beyond excited to see a second part.
Yeah, same here. And the guys all look pretty much the same. It's kind of shocking, actually. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
very shocking.
So yeah, very
And
excited.
they got the whole cast back too. They even got Brian Cox back.
I love that they got Brian Cox back because I remember when they first put the Indiegogo campaign out, and I think a reason why the formula is still very Super Troopers is because they raised their money themselves. Like this is funded by the Broken Lizard guys, so that's awesome. And I remember there was a question or not whether Cox was coming back for this one, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so great, but they really need to have everybody back, and I'm so glad that they do. It's awesome. So
yeah,
that's fantastic. So that's it for Trails of the Week. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. I think we got 3 good ones, and I am excited to see all 3.
Yes,
this time.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on. So in movie news, top movie news, we have some other stuff too, but top movie news is the Oscars are coming. Nominations came out today. So we're going to talk about the big 4. We're going to go over the Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Actress. We're going to just touch on the nominees, and we'll add some commentary. But this is just for your information. We're going to let you guys know. Let's start with Best Picture. I'll run these down. You have Darkest Hour, which is the Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill movie. Shape of Water, that's the Guillermo del Toro movie. You have Dunkirk, the Chris Nolan explosive, unbelievably beautiful movie about the things that happened at Dunkirk during World War I. Phantom Thread, Daniel Day-Lewis's swan song. 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. The movie that's been getting a ton of buzz and a ton of awards. Frances McDormand and Sam Rockwell and Woody Harrelson in that movie. Get Out, of course, the Jordan Peele directorial debut movie, which is so awesome that he was nominated for that. The Post, it's the Meryl Streep, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks connection. Call Me
Powerhouse,
by right,
the Trinity.
Yeah, Powerhouse. Call Me by Your Name, which I don't know much about. I do know that Timothy Chalamet, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, is in it. I did say that one of my favorite movies last year from South by Southwest was Hot Summer Nights, which introduced me to him. He starred in that. Check that out. And last but not least, Lady Bird, which also has been gaining a ton of buzz, starring Saoirse Ronan. God damn it! I prepped myself for this fucking show. I knew it. I prepped myself. God damn it.
Hey, we're a team. I got your back.
So one thing about this Best Picture category, this is, besides Call Me by Your Name, I'm very familiar with all these movies. I've only seen, I'm very familiar in the fact that, like, I've seen trailers. I know what they're about. A lot of times when they do Best Pictures, there's a few that are like, I have no idea what those are.
Yeah.
But I've seen Get Out. I've seen Dunkirk. I guess that's it. I've only seen those 2. But
Same here. I've only seen those 2 also.
I do plan on I want to watch all of the Best Picture nominees. And I think this is a very doable list. A lot of these movies are still in theaters. And they will be through awards season. So get out and see some movies. I know I'm going to try and see all these.
Yeah, I definitely want to see. So if I've seen Dunkirk and Get Out also, but the ones on here that I'm absolutely gonna try to see Shape of Water.
Yes.
I'd like to see 3 billboards, and I'd also like to see Call Me by Your Name. So in the world, I'd watch all of them, but I'm gonna try to keep it basic and check out those 3.
Hopefully, if my Movie Pass card comes soon enough, I will just sit at the theater. I'll just sit at the theater for consecutive days and see all the movies.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So there you go. Adam, what's up for Best Director?
Up next, Best Director, Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk, Guillermo del Toro for Shape of Water, Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, Jordan Peele for Get Out, and Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird.
Very good.
So again, here I've only seen Dunkirk and Get Out, both of which I absolutely loved. I'm not sure if I talked about it on the last podcast or not, but I rewatched Get Out for the first time since seeing it opening night in theaters. I rewatched it the other night. I couldn't sleep, so I just popped it on
Oh, you couldn't
and
sleep, so you watched Get Out. That makes perfect sense.
just looking for something to watch. So I put it on, and this movie is like I loved it the first time around, and I think I loved it so much because the crowd in my movie theater was amazing. So I live, for our listeners who don't know, I live just outside of Boston, and I go to this AMC theater in Somerville all the time, and it's always packed on the weekend. So if you're seeing a movie on a Friday night, there's a good chance the theater is full for whatever movie it is. Whatever movie it is, it's pretty awesome. And the crowd was, everybody was on the same page for this movie. It was great. Like the crowd cheered. And it was like, oh, it was people jumping out of their seats. It was great for Get Out. It's definitely one of the most fun movie theater experiences I've ever had. But watching it again by myself in my living room, knowing what's going to happen and knowing where the story is going was so interesting because the entire time they're questioning Chris, his character's name is Chris, about how would it be to live inside of your body? What are the advantages of living inside of your body?
Yeah.
And it's just so fucked up.
Yeah, and he's like,
sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent, but
yeah, no, I got you.
So obviously, you know who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Jordan Peele because I love his movie. I think he's a hilarious comedian. I love Key and Peele, so that's who I'm rooting for. GDT, Guillermo, and Christopher Nolan. Love those guys too. I'm sure Phantom Thread and Lady Bird are awesome too. But my pick personally is Jordan Peele.
Yep, I think that I would love to see him win. There's no doubt about it. So
there is such an extreme attention to detail in this movie.
Yeah,
in Get Out. I mean, I haven't seen most of the others, but it was just very, very, very impressive. Yeah, from it has no business being, like, when it came out, had no business being nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
it absolutely deserves to be here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next up on the list of the big four, we have Best Actor. You have Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread. You have Timothée Chalamet. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Right, Chalamet.
You are.
Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name. Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. Denzel Washington for a movie called Roman J. Israel Esquire. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, it came out the same week as Justice League.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. Got buried. And Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. So those are those. I think the only performance I know here is the Daniel Kaluuya in Get Out, which was in a very impressive role, and I liked it a lot. But I really think that hopefully I'll see a lot of these other movies. If I watch all of the Best Picture nominees, I'll at least get to see all of them except for the Denzel Washington movie because that was not nominated. So I'll get a better sense of where it really needs to lie. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I don't I've heard that Gary Oldman was amazing in what's it called? Darkest Hour.
Yes. Yep.
But they're going up against a giant here with Daniel Day-Lewis in his last movie.
Right. So I think it's going to go to Daniel Day-Lewis handily. But like I said, I'm going to watch these movies hopefully, and I'll be able to have a better sense that once that I do that.
Yep. All right. Next up, we've got Best Actress in a Leading Role. Sally Hawkins in Shape of Water, Meryl Streep in The Post, Frances McDormand in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie in I, Tonya, and Saoirse Ronan in Lady Bird.
Very good.
So I haven't seen any of these. As always, Meryl Streep nominated, going up against a giant. She can always pull a rabbit out of the hat. She is forever amazing.
Yeah.
Whatever she is. She could be Pikachu, and she'd be amazing.
There's a Detective Pikachu movie coming out, but I think Ryan Reynolds already locked that down.
Now, Frances McDormand has been winning the awards in this category for other shows,
She has.
for other outlets, right?
Yes, she has. Yep.
So it seems like she might be the favorite, but I've also heard Sally Hawkins is really good. I mean, they're all nominated for a reason, obviously.
Right. So, yeah.
But I think according to what's the other one called? The Golden Globes,
And
Critics' Choice,
in the SAG Awards.
It looks like Smart Money is on Frances McDormand here.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. I actually think that 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri is going to do very well at this year's Oscars.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell has also been cleaning up in that category for supporting, and also
him and Woody are both nominated, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying too. Like Woody Harrelson has
crazy.
also been like highly regarded as one of the better actors in that category. So very cool. That'll be one of the movies I see probably first. It's got the most hype around it from what I've heard from people. So
yeah.
So that's what we got for the Oscars this year. Of course, you got the million other categories they have. Go check those out. And the Academy Awards are happening in February. Is that true?
I have no idea.
Oh my!
I think it's February.
Oh my God! Hold on. Let me look
That's not
this up.
good for us.
No. I believe. Let's see. It's March 4th, actually. So
Okay.
the beginning of March
Nailed
and
it.
end of February, same thing. So check that out if that's your thing. What do we got, Adam, for the rest of the movie news?
So, movie news that more strikes across our bow. John Cena is in talks for a Duke Nukem movie. For all you video game fans out there and wrestling fans, that sounds pretty awesome. I'd see that. I'd see the shit out of that.
I would see the shit out of that as well. That is a perfect character for John Cena to play.
Absolutely. Like if John's like, I was like, oh, we were trying to justify John Cena as Shazam, but Duke Nukem is the pop culture character that John Cena should be.
Absolutely, 100%.
So it is official. A Black Widow movie is officially in the works with Scarlett Johansson at Marvel, and I also saw that they're aiming for, I think, a 2020 release, or was it 2022?
Yes,
but not for a few years. I think it was 2020. Amazing news. She is a great character. Without Scarlett Johansson, I feel like maybe Black Widow gets sort of left in the dust. She's not in the forefront. Maybe I feel like because of how good she is in the role is one of the reasons why they paired her up with the Hulk. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't happen in comic books, right?
Yeah.
So, credit to Scarlett Johansson for bringing her character to life, and Marvel finally realizing that we've got an untapped gold mine here with this character and her world. So let's capitalize.
I'm very curious to see what the direction of this movie is going to be, because if it's current day, it's going to get messy, because how often does Black Widow do missions on her own now without any of the other Marvel heroes? And I think it's very imperative that she actually get her own movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without other people.
Yeah.
So then
similar to Wonder Woman, how it was all about Wonder Woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a prequel to Justice League,
right,
and Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
I think this, in my humble opinion, I think you're right, and this movie should live before the Avengers, before Captain America, before Iron Man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think it's probably got to be a prequel. Maybe her doing.
Maybe it ends with her first day at Stark Industries.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it could be. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be like her doing her Russian spy shit at first. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But then something crossed my mind. Imagine if they did a Black Widow movie in the same vein that they did Logan.
Whoa.
Where it's like the grizzled vet Natasha Romanoff. And like
that would be cool.
It's kind of in the future and shit has gone bad and she's kind of like working on her own. And maybe she's
like the last man like the last woman standing.
Right. And like maybe there's like Maybe, and honestly, listen. By then, who knows what the Marvel Cinematic Universe looks like, right? They already have this shit planned out. But imagine if, like, after the Infinity War and after the next Avengers movie, I'm sure time and space could be all fucked up, right?
Yeah.
That Marvel is known for fucking with timelines. So who knows?
Especially if they're going to start rolling in the X-Men.
Right. So who the fuck knows what's going to happen with that? But a Logan, a Black Widow Logan-esque movie would be badass.
Yeah, it would. Wow, that's a good call.
I need white
Put this
hair.
guy on the payroll.
I know, right? What the fuck's his name? Feige. Come get me, bro. Put me on the payroll. All right.
Up next, so I saw this. I thought this was really cool. Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool writers are working on their own adaptation of Clue based on the popular board game.
Yes.
I think Ryan Reynolds should star as himself. Just be in Clue.
Absolutely.
That would be hilarious.
They should just do famous people. It should just be celebrities, and Ryan Reynolds should absolutely play himself, but actually just really himself as Deadpool.
Like a This Is the End
right.
version, but Clue.
Yes, exactly like that. Yep, but just Clue, and so it's like really exaggerated, like personalities. Like it's themselves, but just a really exaggerated version of themselves.
Yeah, that would be killer.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, it would be killer. You're right. Good pun.
Hey, good, like that?
Good pun right there. I like that.
So the X-Men New Mutants movie has been pushed back considerably because, and I saw this as a quote, because it was, quote, not scary enough. Ooh. Okay, cool. I'm about it. I'm a horror movie guy now. I also saw that it's going to push the boundaries for a PG-13 rating. So they're going to try to get it as PG-13 as can be without being rated R. So that's really exciting. And I also saw something that there won't be the mutants won't have costumes. You know what I mean? So it'll be almost like very raw, very real, but with a horror movie but the characters having mutant abilities.
Right. Cool.
So I mean that sounds really cool. This movie's still far off. I think it actually got pushed back to early 2019, which kind of sucks. But we're getting 2 X-Men movies this year. Beggars can't be choosers.
So that like teaser they did, like almost basically a trailer. That's like super far off.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
That was basically a trailer.
Yeah, right. I thought that was like going to be coming out.
I haven't even seen a Deadpool trailer, and it's coming out in fucking June or May.
Yeah, we saw that like one little Bob Ross thing they did. I'm gonna try and stay fucking blind because we still haven't seen like Cable in action in any of those teasers. So yeah, I want to try to stay blind to it. I'm gonna try because it's so soon. Like it's coming up so soon. So
yeah.
Well, anyway.
And finally, something that I'm really excited about, Denis Villeneuve, I'm pretty sure that's right, says his adaptation of the Dune series will be Star Wars for adults.
Okay.
Now you can take this whatever way you want, but if you don't see that Star Wars are geared towards all audiences and are offended by him saying this, then I mean you're just looking for an argument.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for him saying this about the Dune movie because I read the book and I loved it. And it seems like there's no great film adaptation of it, which is shocking because this is supposed to be like the sci-fi Lord of the Rings, basically.
Yeah.
And that's how I took it. It's an incredible story arc that stretches across years. Of the main character growing up and trying to rule a planet that's rightfully his. I won't get into too many details, but after seeing what this guy did with Blade Runner, imagine seeing that on like an even grander scale. Is mouth-watering.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
imagine what I'm picturing is the part where Ryan Reynolds is looking for Deckard, and it's like a sandstorm, basically.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then maybe, the whole thing is the planet Dune is a desert planet. So there's no resources. People harvest their sweat to survive. You know what I mean? There's no moisture on this planet. It's to the point where if you if you cry and release tears, people think you're wasting water.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty hardcore in that sense. But with like the tech and the environment and his directing style, I'm really excited to see where this goes. And who knows, maybe you'll get an R rating. That would be pretty wild because there are some pretty intense battle scenes in the series.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he brings along Roger Deakins, the director of photography from Blade Runner 2049,
Okay.
who he did obviously did Blade Runner with. I'd be very curious because that would be, I feel like he's the right choice for this type of movie. And also, if you are offended by the Star Wars for adults thing, it's kind of stupid because if you really think about it, I mean, Star Wars, as much as like you could enjoy it, doesn't mean you can't enjoy it as an adult. But themes and things like that, they don't go really hardcore. You know what I mean? Like it's like this could peel back a lot more layers than any Star Wars movie has. That's what they meant, I think.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that's awesome. I'm super excited. I mean, you've been hyping this up for a long time, and I've heard it from a million other people too. That Dune is the shit, and that this movie is gonna be pretty fucking cool. So.
Yeah, I just picked up a bunch of books, and I still have on my list to continue on with that series. At least 2 more, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's it for movie news today. We're gonna get into our main topic for the day. So 2018 movies, there's a shit ton coming out this year. It's a hell of a fucking year for movies, to be honest. But we went ahead and we picked 5 each that we are most excited for.
And now we picked 5 each without picking comic book movies because, let's be honest, our top 5, 4 of them would be comic book movies. So I'm just going to go ahead and read off all the comic book movies, and our listeners, forgive me if I missed any, but I think I got them all. So comic book movies coming out this year that we're excited for, all of them, but to name them: Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Venom, X-Men Dark Phoenix, and Aquaman.
Yes.
Excited for all of those. Honestly, for me, it's probably Avengers number 1, Aquaman number 2.
Really?
And then Venom probably. You know what? That's ridiculous. I fucking love Deadpool. Yeah. I can't put them in order. So you know what? Just we'll get rid of that from the recording. Forget I said it.
I'm very excited for obviously the big 3 this year. I think are going to be Avengers, Deadpool, and Venom. Those are the 3 big ones. Venom because fucking Tom Hardy's in it.
Like Tom Hardy's in it, so all bets are off. Like, and that's huge.
It's got a lot of mystery to it right now, which I'm very excited about. Like they haven't been too forthcoming on any of the details, but if I know Tom Hardy, I think I do, and I think we're best friends. It's good that he's keeping things under wrap. This means he's very focused on the project. I think that's the mentality at that set on set right now over there at Venom. So I'm very fucking excited for that. So awesome. But out of those 3, the big 3, out of the superhero movies, I'm kind of very excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Very excited.
Yeah. It's really difficult to put these in order.
Yeah, very. So let's do our 5 each of movies that we're excited for that are not comic book movies. How do you want to tackle this?
So I'm looking on here. We've got 2 doubles.
Yeah.
So our 2 doubles.
Yeah.
Ready Player One. We both read the book. We both gushed over the trailer. Yeah. We cannot wait to see this movie. That is personally my number 1 movie that I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah, same here.
Including comic book movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, Ready Player One. I've been waiting for since the minute I finished the book.
It's like Ready Player One is 1A and Avengers Infinity War is 1B. Yeah. These are the movies I'm waiting for this year.
Yep.
We've also got Pacific Rim Uprising. We're both big time Pacific Rim guys, so I can't wait to see that. During the conference championship games, they played there was a new sort of a new trailer for this. They got me even more psyched. So I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see John Boyega in action inside a Jaeger, kicking some kaiju ass.
Yep.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go first.
So outside of Ready Player One and Pacific Rim 2, I am most excited for Super Troopers 2, which we've talked about. The third installation of the Cloverfield series, which is supposed to come out in April, and we know absolutely nothing about.
Yep.
For sure, absolutely nothing about. There's rumors circulating, but no concrete facts yet. And number 5, another book that I read late last year, Annihilation, with Natalie Portman and directed by Alex Garland, who is mostly known for Ex Machina. So I enjoyed the book, but this is a case where I think the movie is going to be better than the book.
Okay.
Because like I have a feeling he's gonna do wonders with the visuals and the tone of the movie to take it to a level that the book didn't.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's actually Annihilation is part of a trilogy, and he said in an interview there are absolutely zero plans to do a trilogy.
Okay, so they just want to do the one.
Yeah.
I saw a trailer for a new trailer for Annihilation over the weekend. I went to go see a movie, which I'll talk about in a little while. And it was incredible. It was just the most incredible trailer that we saw that day, and it just looks so good on the big screen, and I'm so excited for it. It looks very cool.
You know what I keep coming back to is that how awesome was the visual effects for Ava in Ex Machina.
Yeah, incredible.
Now imagine that on an entire world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where Natalie Portman and her team goes into, the entire everywhere they are, everywhere you look is Ava. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is something you haven't seen before.
Yeah. It looks
Something
it looks
human
so
eyes
cool.
haven't seen before.
Yeah. And also I've been missing my Natalie Portman in movies recently.
I know. Well, she's going to be hosting SNL soon, so maybe we'll get to see some more clips.
Yep, I can't wait for that too. That looks awesome. So,
all right, what do you got lined up for 2018?
So, besides Ready Player One and Pacific Rim Uprising, which both I'm very excited for, I'm also very excited for A Quiet Place, which we talked about trailers of the week a couple weeks ago. It's the one with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski.
Yeah, that looks. I'm so happy that you and Sean pointed that out to me. That looks so cool.
Yep.
How cool would it be if that movie is like 80% no dialogue?
Oh, it'd be. I hope it is. That's what I'm really hoping for. I think that would be so cool. It's such a unique idea. And it looks terrifying as shit.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. So A Quiet Place. If you haven't seen that trailer, check it out. Sicario 2. I was just so blown away with the first Sicario movie. I came to the party late on that one. I just recently watched it like sometime last year. But it came out in like 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
But so I was a little late to the party, but it is incredible. Emily Blunt was so good. I'm not sure if she's in the second one, but I do know that Benicio del Toro is in it. And he is a fucking badass in the first Sicario movie. And it's just so, I don't know, it's just, there's something about it. It's very gritty. It's very well shot. The dialogue is great.
It's a big-time guy movie in the same way that Shooter is a guy movie.
Right,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah. It's, Benicio del Toro, and you got Josh
Brolin.
Yeah. Big-time guy movie actor. So
Josh Brolin is killing it right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's going to be Cable. He's Thanos in Infinity War. He's destroying it right now. Huge year for him, honestly. 3 huge movies coming out for him. Sicario 2 looks awesome. Also, the last one I'm most excited for, and I guess this kind of could be a comic book movie, but I'm kind of operating outside the laws of what we talked about before. Bumblebee the movie is coming out later this year, which I bet you didn't know that. I just realized that when I was looking up movies earlier today. But I am excited for that.
Is John Cena in it?
I don't know. I don't know really much about it, to be honest. But I know I am excited for it because I like any and all Transformers movies. And any way that they're trying to kind of like freshen up the franchise, to change things up a little bit, I'm welcoming. Because I think that the regular plot lines of the Transformers movies are kind of getting a bit ridiculous and a bit old. So yeah, I'm excited for the Bumblebee movie. And a movie concentrated on one Transformer might not be a bad thing. This might be cool.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah.
I've got a couple honorable mentions
Go
I
for it.
wrote down for me personally. We don't have to talk about them, but Tomb Raider, the Han Solo movie,
Yeah.
Jurassic World 2. I know you haven't seen them, but Mission Impossible 6, I will be there in theaters to see that shit.
Yeah.
And Mortal Engines are some other movies
right.
that I know will be on the Make Movies Great Again radar this upcoming year.
Oh, absolutely. I
Uh,
I didn't put Han Solo on there because I don't know. I guess I kind of just like I don't know. I guess I put it in the same category as the Avengers movie. I'm just like, obviously it's a Star Wars movie. I'm kind of excited for it. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, technically, there's Han Solo comic books, so it could be a comic book movie.
it could be. You're right.
All right. So Matt, what are you watching this week?
So over the weekend, the only true movie I watched was 12 Strong. I went over.
How
the
was
weekend. It was good. I'll just say it was good. And it's a great. It's listen. Have you seen Zero Dark? Exactly. Have you seen Zero Dark 30?
Yeah, that movie rules.
Right, it fucking rules because it's fucking America and we got Bin Laden and it's fucking thumping our chests and stomping our feet and waving the fucking American flag and it's fucking
That's right.
guns being shot in the air. This movie's fucking badass. They start off. It's about the first 12 American soldiers that were put on the ground in Afghanistan after the 9/11 attacks. They were the first people to retaliate against the Taliban in Afghanistan, and it's an incredible story. I assume that in it, most 99% of it's true. Nothing's too like ridiculous, like ridiculous. Like you're like, oh, that couldn't have possibly happened. They embellished that, So it's all
Right.
do. But it's America war propaganda movies, and propaganda has a bad connotation, but it's not. It's like this is the type of shit that gets America hyped. Like we are the fucking greatest because of the shit that happened in this movie. Like
Yep, exactly.
So it was very good. Chris Hemsworth was shockingly good.
Yeah?
It's weird not having him have the Thor accent or the Australian accent, which I guess is kind of the same.
Oh yeah,
now
American accent, Chris Hemsworth.
right. So it was kind of weird, right? Because I was looking for that twang, because that's all I really know of him. But Michael Shannon was fantastic. I don't think he's ever been bad in anything he's ever done.
No, he's awesome.
He was awesome. And then there's there's a few other actors you'll recognize, like Michael Pena's in it.
Okay.
He's funny comic relief type thing. There's a few other guys you might recognize. One of the guys, after I got out of the movie, I was like, what is this guy from? So I looked him up, and I'm like, no, I don't know him from that. Don't know him from that. He was Jennifer Aniston's date, one of her dates in The Breakup with Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
It's the guy that Vince Vaughn sits down and plays Madden with.
I remember that scene. I can't put a face to it though.
Right. If you saw him, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, it's him. So it's him, and Rob Riggle's also in it.
Okay.
Fun fact about Rob Riggle: he plays like a colonel or a captain or something. The person he's portraying in the movie was his like direct superior when he was in the Marines.
Wow.
Right. So
that's cool.
So kind of cool, and it's like that's kind of interesting because like I thought it was like a weird role for Rob Riggle. First of all, didn't know he was a Marine. I
feel like I knew it, but like I never put any.
And also, that makes total sense. It's like if you're gonna get an actor to play the guy, in the military, get the guy that was right underneath him, like ranked right below him, like that knew him and knew it. Yeah.
Who knows him?
Right. Exactly. So I thought that was cool. Yeah, it was a very well done war movie. I very much enjoyed it. I felt like fucking motivated when I got out. It was one of those things. I don't know if I'd ever watch it again, but it was good.
Cool.
So, and then also I've been watching The People versus O.J. Simpson, and by watching I mean I've been binging it. I basically tacked my eyelids open so I could just keep watching it all night. I came home from work yesterday. I'm like, I'm gonna relax. Maybe I'll check my email and I'll just sit on the couch for a while. And then 5 hours later, I was 5 hours into The People versus O.J. Simpson, and I don't know how many episodes there are, but they are an hour each, and they do not go by quickly.
Oh man!
But it's an amazing show. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
How about you?
So I have been watching on Netflix the Rules of Engagement with what the frig is his name? Putty from Seinfeld.
Oh
Patrick
yeah,
Patrick uh
I don't know his
Patrick
name.
Warburton. Is that it?
Maybe I don't know. I just know him as Putty.
So him, David Spade is in it, and a couple other people, like a couple other um lesser name actors that are just like supporting characters. Yeah, Patrick Warburton is his name. This show is fucking funny. Uh, Rules of Engagement, and the episodes just fly by. A quick 20 minutes, the episodes just fly by, and it's just an easy watch. It's like a background show, like Parks and Rec. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you put it on, you burn through the series, you loved it, and then you move on, you find the next one. And so Jen and I have been sort of switching back and forth with Rules of Engagement and Friends. New York City groups of friends sitcom comedies, and I love it. I thought it was great.
Cool.
I think it's great. I'm excited to keep going with it. David Spade is fucking hilarious. David Spade basically plays Barney from
Nice.
older Barney.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's like the dynamic is, so David Spade is like this older single guy. Putty and his wife have been married for a bunch of years, and they're trying to have a baby. And then there's a younger guy at the younger couple who are engaged, Adam and Jen. Weird. It's so funny too, because Jen, like, she told me about the show, and she's like, oh, one of the couples in the show is Adam and Jen, but I think we're more like the other couple, the older couple. And I'm watching the show, and I'm like, I don't understand how she thinks that at all, because we're exactly like Adam and Jen from this goddamn show. So that's a really funny, that makes it a little bit funnier for us to watch. And they live right across the hall from each other, and the character Adam is a little stupid, and so he's pretty funny, and he just gets his balls busted by Putty and David Spade the whole time, which is great. I also last night after the football games on Sunday, I watched The Resident on Fox. It's a new show. Seen trailers for it, was kind of interested, and then I noticed that one of the the main, I guess, love interests of Rory from Gilmore Girls is the main character, who I thought was really good on Gilmore Girls, and actually looks like a lot like my friend Jeff, who I live with in China. In real life, they look alike. So I watched this show, and it was good. I'm not much of a hospital drama show, because it's too real for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too real. But I watched the first episode, and I really enjoyed it. It's basically the main character, this guy from Gilmore Girls, Conrad. He's a resident doctor at this hospital, and he's sort of an asshole, but he's like the best. If you want to get better, get fit. And he has a resident intern underneath him who's like top of his class, Harvard Med School, and it seems like they're gonna butt heads, because the main resident is a little bit of a hard ass, but he does it with the best interest, his best interest, and the patient's best interest in mind. And then there's a higher level of, I guess, hospital corruption going on that they haven't really gotten into yet. There's a lot going on. This is the first episode, but I'm excited to keep going with it.
That's cool. I've been watching. Me and Lindy have been watching The Good Doctor on and off, and I feel now, and also ER. It's on Hulu. There's so many fucking doctor shows. There's so many. There's so many.
An impossible amount of doctor shows.
It's insanity. Yeah. But anyway, continue.
And I finally got around to watching The Goon 2, Last of the Enforcers on Netflix. Do you ever see the original one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. With you, I think.
Yeah, so funny. So I love hockey movies, played hockey. And The Goon was such an amazing hockey movie. And when I heard they were making The Goon 2, I was psyched, and The Goon 2 was great. I prefer the first one, but in no way does that mean I dislike the second one. I loved the second one. I thought the second one was just as good, but you can't beat that that original.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott was hilarious. Ross the Boss Ray, he was back and he was hilarious. Jay Baruchel was back, he was hilarious. All the same characters. The sneaky funniest character in those movies, is the coach. Kim Coates, aka Tick from Sons of Anarchy. There's a scene, Matt, in this one where the team is on an airplane, like they're on their way back or are on their way to one of their games, but it's just like a no-name Canadian hockey league, so they have to fly commercial, and he's up in front. He's in front of the plane, like in front of the flight attendant, yelling and screaming at his guys, and like there's a ton of other people on the plane. It was just it was so funny. So he's a funny guy. I'm surprised he's not in more movies. But
how did you watch it?
If you like The Goon, I highly recommend Goon 2 on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. I will check that out.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Since Sean is not here to tell us what he's been watching, I think that's going to do it for today. Adam, is there anything you want to wrap up with?
I don't think so. We still haven't gotten the movie club back on track.
No, we got to do that. Maybe I think we should get back on track with another freestyle week.
Okay, so you know what? Let's plan to, for all our movie club members out there, we'll give you another week off to digest, and Matt, Sean, and I will come up with another movie freestyle week where each of us watches a movie that the other two have seen, but I haven't. Sorry, I didn't say that right. So I'm going to watch a movie that I've never seen, but Matt and Sean have, and the same for Matt and the same for Sean.
Right.
So that'll be fun, and it'll give everyone the option to watch 1, 2, or 3 different movies and follow along with us at home.
Absolutely, and also now
feel free to send your suggestions in too. We'd love to get your feedback, and there's a good chance that one of us hasn't seen it and the other two have.
You're right. So hit us up on Twitter at Make Movies Great. Call us up 401-285-8120 to leave suggestions. Remember, we're doing that awesome 4 Star Wars The Last Jedi poster giveaway. It's going to be on our Twitter account, so check it out there. I don't know if it'll go up tonight, maybe tomorrow. Just keep an eye on that, and we'll tweet that out as soon as the giveaway is live. So that's going to do it for the Make Movies Great Again podcast for today. I of course, am Matt.
And I am Adam.
And everybody go watch some movies. We'll see you next week.